and I saw that he lost his speaker anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, it didn't affect me. When I got upset about fired, he gave it to the press. We need that. You get fired. It's slow. We watched them vote to fire. We watched it have to tell us. And I was a 30-minute. He should not get that. Think about your job. It's for an exit speech. Whatever's on your mind. You get fired and you work at Taco, and now the floor is yours. You just so much for your time. He steals. He's a thief. We all know it. Y'all steals every day. Okay. You keep putting on shift together. It's all right. Everybody, don't eat the trap. The tortillas are every forgot thing. You know what I mean? Let's UPS, FedEx, to just let them. Like, okay, you gonna cool. Just so y'all know. Is dildos. If I go, nobody comes. So, thankless jobs should get, and they fire you. And to speak to the public. You want me? There's only 3 of them. So good luck. Over there, serial killer. Just watch him. He even gave a good speech. It's horrible. He started by being like, good grades in school. Open with that. Walking up being like, I'm dumb. Right. I should have never. Story that. There was a rich guy that died. They were reporting he died when his down. That's what the news was calling. Crashed and then plane hit the ground, laying over and over again. Hey, jet, like you know what I mean? Like like I understand why they say so. We feel bad for him. Say a guy died when his little. They're like, oh, what a tragedy. Died on his jet. You're like, I'm just. But they just kept saying little. It was weird. They were just like, was little dick. Like, felt like he X or something. Like it just he died on his lip. Rented, by the way, he didn't. Just say jet. It's more a jet. We don't know this. Look at myself. I come from money. If I have a point of being able to afford it, and then my jet and I die, and they say Josh died, I will come back to life just to whoop ass. That's what it is. Passionate about this. Be like, no, just because it's I'm like, it was his. The plane is doing pretty well. It's like not like owning a little and still be poor. It means you have enough wood to stay or going in the clouds. My favorite thing, Paris Fashion Week. I'm familiar. And all these people in the fashion world, rich, all descended on Paris to see and be seen. And there was an output. It could richest people in the world together. Bugs. Are we? You're trying new things, and they're like, you take a jet. Could have been. We don't know. Easy. They gave bed bugs. Hard because it's fashion bed bugs to begin with. So I thought it was mating season. Yeah. I walk by like, okay, come through. I'm gonna take a bite. But no, people spoke to the press and the public, Everyone was trying to maintain this entire time, right? We're very sorry. Reflection on our beautiful city. Just to move people, right? But there was one my favorite. Also spoke to when the deputy mayor came out. Says no one is safe. Came out of a global pandemic, said no one is safe. The mayor, because the mayor came prim proper. She made it in Paris, right? This assistant ass mayor. No one is safe here. No one is safe. Try to maintain a sense of. I remember when I was in English class, and I had seen this kid at lunch. I don't know what. I was like, he gonna be sick. And so then I sat corner of the middle of class. Sure enough, and we all hear it. He just over looking at us like y'all don't hear me. We hear you. And then in the middle class, and on the way to running out, he threw up on the beds. Calm down. Up on. This is gonna be fine. She didn't say. You see an Italian restaurant that burned down, and even as trying to put the flames out, one yelled, no one is trying to put this man out. One of my favorite things about when the chef is on fire, right? Like, my cook ran out to the and then just yelled, we on fire, motherfucker! Which is like as informative, like, but not enough to get them moved on fire. Just he is on fire. Some of the building is on fire, but it's him. He on fire, and so no one knows what to do, because we on fire, motherfuckers! Jump up and run. They looked at him and they said, what's until the chef ran out with a couple flames still on him. They cleared out. Motherfuckers, he didn't yell no. What? To the public, no one is. Now that I think about Deputy Mayor low-key. That's what it was. No one is safe. That means no one. I wish there was of it happening, but you get the case because our leaders has to speak to calm because it's not their problem. That's what's happening. Hannah, our whole hurricanes, and the governor, we're gonna stick in. We're all in this together. We're all in this. Y'all just stick with me. You know what I mean? Because it was his problem. When you're in the middle of something, I wish there was I wish he would have just held it. It's happening to everybody. People who don't deserve this. I wish there was a video just to see, y'all, we doing our best. Bullshit. You know, okay. Distill this idea. Just stick with me. For any person out here and try to be as useful of a person, I think one of the things that dudes around don't need men to be. There's like this the world needs now that they don't know. It's like you don't need, you know? And it's difficult because no one that is, and it has been separate ways with everything I can give is dude who is like third generation. So he not from the hood, not at all, right? But and she grew up in the hood at her place. While they were there, somebody broke in. It's terrifying to be for a burglary. Come back home and just be like, be at home during the burglary. You know what I mean? So then you get a chance. Process all of the stuff, right? They hear somebody's coming in through the window. He can do anything. He turns around and is like, opens her nightstand, and leaves the room. Maybe it's okay, I'll go check it out. From the room, he can hear roasting them. Like, your broke ass, too, ain't nobody scared. Which is wild, because and then your girl leaves with the gun, you do kind of pull the sheets up. All you can do now is cheer, baby. Great, thank you so much. Fantastic.
Put your hands right now for the
It's quite a week still. My thoughts, the presidential debate. Okay. And in New York, there in some of those parks, you'll know about New York, that there'll be in the park, right? There's two old men playing. Times as somebody that's like, hey, I'm practicing for a tournament. It's somebody who's playing chess. Like, you put 5 down and I'll put 5 down. Speed chess as well. They got bow. I've played, but not good at chess. And it's crazy how fast you. So the park and like checkmate. There's no way. They have a chess book. And look at the book. Damn. Okay. What else I was supposed to do? And I feel like watching the election felt a lot like chess moves. We've watched debates, and we've gone to here with having remarkably debates. We're like. And you're like, felt like I was up there. And there was a moment that was echoed. There was a moment back, and I've talked about it before. Looked at Biden. He wasn't trying to be president. He wasn't even trying. Literally like, hey, he good? Like, no, y'all stop. It was a different tact from Trump because the way a lot of us might. I don't in here, anybody listen if you're like a political and politics, but she debate him, we debate him sometimes. Like, what did you just. Most politicians are. Hear me out. Most politicians like people. And when I say that, I want you to understand, maybe they care about people, something good done, maybe they care about react to things like people. It's why they feel can't just be like, Do you see why people have gravitated towards Trump like they would react? Oh, shit. You look at someone like Kamala Harris, very accomplished person. Debate, she was having moments for the first time ever that we might have since like would debate a nomination, or when Trump would be, or Biden. Wait, are you not going to say anything just now? Why are you saying what you heard wasn't moderators to fact check? There's nothing more who could be a good player's help. You know what I mean? Right now. Like so say it now. Don't let him even. We've watched it how he was in. Republicans did not know he was over there Ted Cruz to his face. Ted Cruz doesn't move, react like a person. He didn't slap him in the moment. Trump has shown that we're ready and willing for such. He will surge in the poll from his podium. It was like, slap Trump in. Would have liked it. You know, I don't even remember Marco Rubio lure every day. Rubio started showing up. I was like, nobody knew what to do. Journalists were like, but you can't. But he did it. Well, and so it's debate. We've all said it ourselves that shot, but he bit everything. Thing with that is that decorum aside, don't you want someone representing you that didn't slide? You know, the guy's gotta be tough to slide it all the time, meet that you don't know. And so you're here to do a job highest level. So a lot, who wins as president? Do you really, who could be so easily? Kamala said nobody said that leave his rallies early. Boredom and maybe confusion, but she leaving early. And so interesting about that. How much it's warranted or whatever, but there has a long time a political figure that is as hated by a lot of people. So type of thing about him. Do you know how much you gotta hate something? A lot of people, drawings, one thing to curse somebody out, different thing to I'm getting his ass. I'm gonna act. He about to get it, all right? So all said to and about family, about how he actually feels about America, all of it. But this, and it, to say, this was the, talking about feelings, this was, and that's, as someone raised, feelings. Only a black woman, Allie and see. That's how confident she told us to go. She was like, normally do. Go ahead, worry. That was the thing. And you could see it happen. On his foot. This highest office that's been called a Russian asset, but this was the thing. And at his core, reporters will admit that piece of who he is, Trump. I'm saying is, as an entertainer, if someone had said Joe's early, boredom and confusion, okay, we fighting. That was this weird armor. I've specifically has always kind of existed to this degree, has a filter case by the people who love him and everything that he wants, but they will distill it of us. And then they will be like this. But shouldn't it? Because he said this and you're something else, but he also heard you just meant what you're saying and not something as the chief. You mean what you they'll figure it out. And because that sort of exists between and logic, in that as like he could say something out past for real, right? As an example, that's like Trump's vaccine. I know but that's presidents go. As far as you getting your president, that's Trump's say, guys, and his audience, he realized I don't necessarily control what goes out, even though I said you should get vaccinated. Clearly, what I say is not exactly what they do. Also trying to figure out, keep them on my side but leave. I think in that moment you're worried and confused, or don't. I said all of that to say, buffer, the thing that he used. I'm not saying he lost it, did lose it a little bit. And I know people who are like, in the we're like, no, Trump is the guy thing, right? We know each other well, and they were like, that was. In debates against Hillary, they said the thing, and I know it's a good sound, like, this is what he meant, which is what they heard here, is a reasonable saying it from their mouths. Oh, okay, if that's what you think, when I can see why really gung-ho by what he said, you know? It was almost like a shared language around, like, what's how? Spiral, and he said, they asked him a question, I can't remember economy, but they asked him a question, and he was still like, rallies for a second. Which entertainer, I understand. If someone had been like, hey, listen, it was a Friday late show, that on me. Can I address the rallies? All right? The people that go hurt, and then they don't even shouldn't have any snack. Like, he did. He hit back with, they asked him underhanded. Should have knocked it out of the park and rallies and crap things that make sense. Entertainer. But if you're about to, they shouldn't matter as much. See him kind of, he was a little frustrated thing that broke through. Trump is a very hard, because people like him, are very hard trying to have a debate with you, make you look dumb. Because Trump is like, other people look dumb at debating. But this was the first, what is she talking about? My crap. And so, you know, and before you know it, they're eating the dogs. Dogs, they're eating cats. You could tell in that moment another animal, but he couldn't think. That's his off rhythm. They're eating the dogs. See for a split second, try and think of, they're eating the. And then, you know, Kamala does a thing, and we've been watching debates when we've been on the news. She does it for that a lot of other on stage laughed at him. There's context to that laugh too much of a deep dive into that laugh, because she's not laughing at him, she's laughing at, and that's real. It's one thing to say Trump is and you could make the argument that the reason Trump is because Obama made him Obama made fun of this quiet, and then like peaceful transition. Difference between laughing at what he said. You can think that and when you laugh at what he said of what he's saying, that's a, you know, she at what he said, and then there was a second where she was still laughing, and then there was smiling, and she was reminiscent of like, yo, no, wait. And I'm like, I look, that's different. It was very, very different. And in both these debates is that they're well about who did the least. That's what wasn't even last debate. Well, it was about Biden crap. And then this, as much about Kamala, as much as Trump. They're eating the cat. It was the first time in all that Trump looked. And he's got a lot of energy, so a lot of those years slide. Feel like he's 78. Like grandpas like Trump. Grandpas that were like, oh, gee, and he's so a lot of fast. I guess this is one of my, like, it was the first time out of his element on like a really important, you know? And I don't just like that. It's harrowing how little it actually moved. It feels the way they felt even after we saw, and we agree that it did person. Feel like, nah, I'm still gonna. That's the interest of all of this. Like, wow. They're tied. It's tied because all this place and all places, they won. As, you know, first time he really looked 70, he said something. A great him in a home. You know what I mean? Because be honest. You let a lot of stuff slide, or grandchild and himself. But if one day, I haven't seen where he saw this, walks up, and he's like, there. You're like, okay, that's... I let you several times. Can't abide. This is... No? Because it really has consequence. We live... I'm not even pretending things, just saying... By and large, get by, and I think that comfortably, it can feel, it can matter, just playing at. And I think that we're to remember that all these people say, these are very powerful, is going to become even more powerful. Everything that they say, everything they, eating the dogs, they're eating the cat. It's like a thing that started, which is very, very important back in 2014. And I don't know what fix it. I'm just saying what on anyone, even all the way down to people who were slightly conservative, right? Were just called, right? Anything, you Nazi, right? To the point to not mean anything. Doesn't mean anything means something when like an act shows up, right? Clear here. The thing that Trump lies started, see, I don't care how many people find something to make it make, it's a thing at a community specifically targeting that said that we will not be safe. That's also the other part of the dogs and cats. This dude gets kicked out of the community, also didn't make it into the violence. So when people are saying, why they have these fourth-handers, sisters, girlfriend, a cat that's missing. And they stuff together. There's some people cooking a year ago and not in spring like evidence. There's another that was walking with that they said he was on his, actually it was found out that he's away from a car accident. He's probably not. But even so, it's all of this horror happening to the Haitian community, to the true. But apparently in the Facebook group that first, his cat is missing. He has even come out and been learned into this book post. Maybe didn't think it would come out of the mouth in a debate where he would. So all these things it's not a game, and And even after it almost like of Trump losing the debate, winning it, now it became about, and it's also already the debate switched into, they were just like, oh wait, it's Africans that are eating the, now it's already shifted just to have a thing that was a lie. Vance afterwards probably fed that. He's sitting there talking to Collins in an interview, whether we find out that this is a bit true, was not willing to, he says that, we don't have evidence, phrasing just for the sake of brevity, evidence that there's no evidence. That is like so brain, that logic is that it's like a title you can finally make something, right? Because it could, for instance, there is evidence that he didn't bang a cow. Like, do you see a thing, how it could roll away? How you can't even see? Because next to a love seat and a lie that we know was a lie, but we'll work our way through, Look, we watch everything from a little bit boring at times to debating like this anymore. We've ruined the debate like a chess game now, where 90 seconds, make your move. That's not how you solve problems. Before that showed up were willing to be there for, and the candidates had a long to lay out their position. And as much of a chance to, because they were like, and you have until you figure. But when it's 90 seconds, what are you going to do about immigration? Well, is time up yet? No, forever, because that's just not a problem. Figure out what someone's real piece, If you could, in 90 seconds, watching this thing of like, and then, you feel crazy, because I'm like, they have a plan, And there's too much of an opportunity to get derailed, It felt like only time. Kamala seemed a little angry. There was only one point, exactly what led up to about how Trump, which happened. Because when you 6-hour news cycle, everything's going, and there's no time to, and there's no time for like just going and going and going. Invite the Taliban. And aren't they not supposed to be? Okay. Because I'd have learned to Trump and said this. And you can tell word that won't get bleeped. And I know it because she actually closed her eyes. This, once again, by black women, anytime you, in her mind, my life flashed before. pointed out, saw, to remember, or maybe it wasn't that time, you know? It's important. We're not like James. It feels very, thing is why so many people are like, and no matter what happened, teams, and we're not, you know? It's very important, vote is very important that you go, because it's not memes. And like internet your way to, you know? I don't know, everyone or anyone watching feel, I just want comfortable who is representing the world and in front of them who is like I would move. Maybe that's the way I play chess. You know, we all, everyone, no, on party lines or anything, with a plan. And they, you want to repeal Obamacare. You say that you have a plan. Now, what is your plan? And he didn't. But when they asked to get years, what is your repeal and replace Obama? I need to be clear here. Something is a good idea. I don't care what part. If something is a smart, because I am not playing like this is a game. There's things that get said in a president or a joke for a little while. Bomb threats is real. So if somebody has, not only will I hear it out, I'm gonna make it happen because it helps somewhere, right? After 9 years trying to repeal your plan, and he was like, look, steps of a plan. I'm starting to feel and replace Obama as president. Healthcare. Doctors would shoot us.
Okay. Getting older now, but I've realized that a lot of people that I know have passed basic math. There'll just be someone, they go, oh man, they were old when I pay bills. I went to a Catholic school, and there was a there that hilarious. I don't even remember his name. You know, he was do math because we would have math classes to forget to turn. I don't even think he knew it had an. He would always forget. He would take, which is a cracker, and he did it with. It sounded like he was losing a tooth. It was never not hilarious. I remember. Did he what? Catholic, but sometimes when we would have a go to the confession. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a thing to confession when you're gonna tell stuff they can't tell anybody else. To tell you what to do about it, like this. So I went to confession. It wasn't as much of a confession, so it was more of a and in the conversation, it's like, I know him. I don't know if there's a God. But Bible, God, that this is the best way to live happier. This thing than without, right? And I never one, especially someone like a church, like of the church, handedly about their belief. I ask people my entire life questions, and sometimes they plan. But when it really stops by. I said it, I was like, oh, I hope. A priest, that's go to hell if you break a priest. But he was like, but I think that even if nothing, by the time I'm gonna be pretty happy about that. I thought about that the other day. I was 14 and he was like 8. Definitely missed a funeral. Okay, I'm a terrible driver test, and I don't drive, get driven like that. Friends have given, so I understand the gas money. You know, felt like some class these late gas prices, and if they're getting so high, or right now, at least in the lower side, it's down actually. It's just last week. That's right. Don't quote Mr. Moneybags think it's like, nah, I'm saying for four down. It's cheaper than it was cheaper than it was a month ago, down from a year ago, right? Because of that, they're starting to sell extra. a business model, right? That shouldn't even be flowers. Mess up. And you're on your way home, energetic, but you don't want. It's too bad to just text. Be like, I'm sorry, Ella. Right? And so you're getting all you ready in your head. See that the tank. You're like, let me be responsible. Car, right? And then you fill up the car, and then you see flowers. If you buy those flowers, she will. Station flowers look like they'd be alive. They like it, like regular price flowers too. That was in a buck, and I looked and the signs for these. There's no vegetation. These flowers were the back of a fridge. Big. Sad. I'm all for, and I think but if you buy a your credit or debit card, right? It's microscopic, but you can see it dancing in there. You can see waiting to get inside you, excited. In Kentucky, for sale, a loose pick. A loose pickle. I want you to. I was getting gas. I was gonna buy. And as I'm walking with the waters in it, the shelf has laid out price tag. One pickles. Loose pickles. They're just on. And they were juice on them. It was a mystery I needed to. Because it was like, what could have happened? And pop gas station, or you know what I mean? Like it wasn't a Shell or anything. It was independent few now, and I guess I can see. Pickle is just mother loose pickles. Like it's wet, and it is like either a miracle, worst business idea I've ever seen. Can you imagine someone tastes like pickle? Throw them out there. Don't put them in pickle juice. They're gonna take. All right, sure. There's a lifter, okay. But truly, this is like an indie gas station. I think so. And don't get me wrong, a person went in there and they were like, "Hey, the whole jar but no pickles. I just want the and the jar." Then this mom and pop gas station, rightfully so, excuse me, sir, the jar, hold the pickles, and I'll pray whatever. Then this very old man, okay. Because somebody says, name your price, like $300. You feel comfortable a sale to a serial killer. I wouldn't even say 500. 500 would make me more comfortable. I had to do while somebody. No. $1,000 would be my price. I would want them to have to pay so get far, and when I call, they just be one. Loose pickles. So, your what's it? I'm not even getting the guy. Pickles on the shelf. The shelf, and he's like, what? Under his breath, and then to the aisle where I pointed. Again. And he's like, no. Wait, so this happened? You didn't want this to happen? A weird stranger didn't come. Juice? Would explain to me bottle of water that a resident comes in and takes all the pickle of the jar with the jar and the juice. And he said, I have alerted the authority. But they say there's new, because he's stealing priced amount. And I was like, gesture. $1.99 jar. $1,000.
When I, me that.